I wonder whether we should just ask His Excellency this question. I know it's an emotive issue in our country. State police, where do you stand?
Again, I think it's a function of nomenclature. People call it all sorts. But the truth is that, do we need a unified or a centralized police? I think that's the question we should be asking ourselves. In my opinion, I think a centralized security system is the best. It is what is practiced in other climes, and it's been so effective. I mean, go to the United States. If you go to a county, if you're a stranger there, perhaps the first person that would confront you is the county cop there to ask who you are. So they get so close, they know who you are, they know you. So I think the issue of talking about state police, I think is a no-brainer. We should really be thinking of a decentralized police system. We can decide what nomenclature to ascribe to it, but I want to call it state police. But we do need to have a decentralized security system.
I want us to wrap up quickly on security and move on to water. But as a rider to what Babajide asked, and we've seen some very direct and deliberate action in the direction of what you have. You move quickly on banning and ending sit at home. You rolled out a pilot scheme on the distress response squad. You also set up a command and control center for effective surveillance of the state, bringing technology. You also pushed for the establishment of a naval base in the coastal area of Oguruguru in Uzo 1 LGA. You also went ahead to push for the siting of army barracks in Isuuzo in the northern border of Enugu State. And you have also set up the Enugu State Security Trust Fund, which was actually captured in the laws of 2020, but wasn't really activated. Yeah. How far do you want to go in ensuring that, well, you don't want to call it state police, but the decentralized police system? Yeah. How far do you want to go with it? Because we've seen some state government literally replicating their own state police structure, their own security apparatus, and some other empowering traditional rulers within their state and local government and local council to also have their own sector of some kind of policing. How far do you want to go in ensuring that the police system is decentralized?
So we've not been left out even in those community settings of policing. In Enugu State, we have the neighborhood watch, we have the forest guards. Okay, so we have also, as you may have also followed recently, I was in Austria, in Vienna, where we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Austrian government to set up a K9 unit here in Enugu. And so we're working on that essentially to, all this is all designed to deal with the security. So how far are we willing to go? So all these institutions we have here, whether it's the neighborhood watch, which is quite structured, or the forest guard, the real thing that is required in order to get these various bodies to be efficient is the extent of capacity and empowerment you give them. And that is the discussion I'd like us to have, to say, look, should we really empower these local institutions that we already have the framework, and to ensure that they can bite? So it's not just backing, but that you've allowed them to be able to deal with these challenges without really waiting for orders or instructions to come from Abuja. That's the key question we really need to.
So in some way you feel a bit handicapped, because some governors have complained that they are just, they are not really, they are not chief security officer like they call them, yes, because they are really handicapped. Do you feel like that sometimes when you need a swift action on insecurity in Enugu State?
So we've had a very good working relationship with perhaps the law enforcement agencies here, and that's why we're already thinking that even in terms of cost outlay of managing, the decentralized security system. We've already started absorbing a lot of those costs because we step in instead of just being on the fringes or just wait for something. We get interested in working with the central system, the central police, to understand how we can, help to also empower or enhance their capability to fight crime. Because ultimately, that is what we have taken an oath to preserve, the security and welfare of our people. So it's not something we would be passive about or to sit back and feel helpless about. I mean, it means so much to us, and in fact, a lot of, so just beyond that primary responsibility, it would even be almost impossible for us to accomplish the campaign promises we've made to our people if we don't address this.